Excuse me, is anybody sitting here? Sorry, this seat's taken. Sorry.
Brandon, I don't know if you had a chance to see. I posted the box office weekend recap for this past weekend, and Mortal Kombat 2 came out this weekend, and it only got second place. And what came first was what you predicted is Devil Wears Prada 2.
You know, you think I make this stuff up. I see the tea leaves and where the people are focused on.
Did you happen to watch it again? Like but I've seen Mortal Kombat 2, and I like it. That's going to be today's review, and I do like it. I'm thinking more about Devil Wears Prada 2, honestly.
That's a good sign. And like you said, my exact prediction. No, I have not seen it twice, but who knows? Who knows? I know I'll be at the theater quite a few times this week, so maybe I might, turn one into a double feature.
It's been a minute since I did a double feature. I need to happen because there's so much out there right now that I haven't seen. Hugh Jackman's Sheep movie that it's getting great reviews. It's getting like his best review movie ever so far.
Yeah, but it's doing terrible. We'll
It piques my. I think it's marketing for that one. No one's really talking because it's not really. No one's talking about because I don't see anything. I only see one trailer of it ever, and it was in theaters. It was happening to be randomly, but it looks cute. It looks cute. I would go see it.
It's going to crush on streaming just because of how good it's doing. I don't think that even while watching it, I didn't have the urge to go sprint out and, buy a ticket. But I think it'll hit the, Netflixes of the world. And from there, it'll be good.
Okay. Speaking of streaming, there are a couple of shows that recently ended this past week that I want to talk to you about. The biggest one, I don't think we spent too much time talking about it as much as other superhero TV shows on this podcast, but Daredevil finally wrapped up. Season 2 of Daredevil Reborn Again ends on a big, I wouldn't say cliffhanger, but it was a big reveal at the end of it. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's going to change the dynamic of the show from here on forth. It was incredible to lead up to it. I love the finale. I thought it was awesome. The scene, like the final battle scene, it was freaking amazing. And now the big theory is that he's going to show up in Daredevil because where he ends in the show is looks like a scene from the movie. But I think that
Spider-Man, yeah,
in Spider-Man, I think it's been debunked by true fans though.
And I think the reason why a little bit more folks are in tune with maybe it might happen is obviously he was in No Way Home. So, they've done the crossover before, but I'm with you. I really don't want to spoil much because this is like a really big episode to end on. So all I'll say is it's worth it. It's worth it. Without getting into it, did it elevate the season for you, or were you still kind of just in the same zone?
It did. No, I wouldn't say the same zone. I did enjoy the season overall. Like I love the balance between the courtroom scenes and then like his secret identity side, like the Daredevil side. I thought it was a pretty good balance. You still see flashbacks of Foggy and it hits you the heartstrings a lot. There's a lot of lessons to learn in this one. Wilson Fisk is still, it's crazy how he was like this almost a villain in almost every single season. Like, and he's still badass and people still like him. People still vote for him.
There's still so many layers to the guy,
Yeah. And then even his story, the way his story ended, like his loss in this whole season, like it's going to be a game changer from here on forward. Like, they already midway filming, if not finished, season 3 already. And we mentioned like there's rumors that he's going to be in Spider-Man No Way, A Brand New Day. I also heard rumors that he's not going to be in there, but instead Daredevil is also going to be getting his own movie and Spider-Man will be appearing in that one. Now, I was reading up about like there was cameos, like if there's cameos of Spider-Man going to be in Daredevil show. Legally, he can't be in his show just because of Sony owns his rights, Spider-Man rights. He can't be in the show, but he could appear in his movie. That's what's being said right now. So that's why it's more likely he would show up in a Daredevil movie. I don't know if I want Daredevil to have his own movie. I like how much time we spend with him.
I don't need him to. When it comes to these street level heroes specifically, like that was kind of always supposed to be the difference between the movies and the TV shows. And then somewhere along the way, it kind of just became who's popular, but we don't have the budget to or the fanfare to get like a whole movie going, which was fine. But yeah, I keep him on the small screen, and it's not a slight against him. We have more time to spend with him, through a 8-episode series than a 2-hour movie.
Who I ended up liking so much in the movie that I didn't expect was Bullseye. He was pretty badass in the show. I liked him a lot. Like how they did the graphics of like him like ricocheting things off the wall and stuff like that. He was incredible. I liked it a lot. And his character's not over. Like, you see him, like, leaving with Matthew Lillard's character, which is probably gonna lead to another big thing, maybe another Defender season, who knows? Speaking of Matthew Lillard, you see he's gonna be in Man of Tomorrow?
Man of Tomorrow. The picture with James Gunn just brought joy to my heart. What do you think about the casting rumors?
Of, him being was it Plastic Man? Was that what
Was
you're talking
that
about?
who? No. But that
What did you think?
now you're coming around. I thought he was supposed to be a well, now I'm double thinking it. Who
It's
knows?
okay.
Yeah. Well, now you got me on Plastic Man, and I don't know if is that too big of a role for him?
I don't know. I really don't know because I felt like this role in Daredevil was too small for him, you know? Like, unless, like, it's ricocheting, like, loading up for a bigger role later on, but, he was only, like, in 3 or 4 episodes for, like, 2 minutes each, you know? Like, he wasn't that much involved, which was cool. I liked seeing him
Yeah.
in there, but I was like, "This is a big name, and you're wasting him on this little part." So, like, I hope it's not like that with Superman and Man of Tomorrow. I hope it is a bigger part. Like, I don't know if I can see him as a superhero. I don't know if I can or not, you know?
Well,
I
he
like him. Go ahead.
what he kind of proves here is that he's, can do a lot with a little, right? Like I
Yeah.
think that's why you kind of get a bigger name like him or just someone who's loved by the fans cuz every time he was on screen from that first moment in the office, it's like, all right, I'm just enjoying this. So I don't think that he has to be, this major presence. I think he brings that on his own.
But I felt like James Gunn would have posted that picture for no reason, you know? Like, he must be a big part of it. Who knows?
Plastic
I don't know.
Man
It's
it
way too
is.
soon to say. Like, we're not even past Supergirl yet, so we got plenty of time to get theories going on and
Dude,
stuff like
Man
that.
of Tomorrow's next year. We're not that crazy.
No, no. Man, I'm ready for Supergirl. Like, I think I sent you a picture. Like, I went and bought myself, like, a freaking, Supergirl action
So
figure
cool for your birthday.
for my birthday, and, I don't know if you know this, or a lot of people don't know this, or some people do. Like, I do collect action figures. I haven't done it in maybe a year or 2 because it gets expensive. When I first started doing it years ago, it was like $15.99 per, like, Legend action figure for Marvel. Then it bumped up to $19.99. Now I believe it's like $29.99 per figure. It's insane. It's expensive game. But, believe it or not, Superman came out. I got this on clearance for $7. The same thing, $7.
I just did a little spit take. No, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, I'm excited for all this merch coming out, and, I'm a big popcorn bucket guy. We're gonna talk about Mortal Kombat popcorn buckets in a minute, but I still can't get that purse out of my mind. I don't know why. Brandon and I want this purse so bad for this popcorn bucket, but it
I
was
told
genius marketing for them.
They ran out, within the first hour, man. It's not gonna happen.
It's okay. Some people could 3D print their own. It's gonna happen. Going real quick back to streaming.
Jay Garrett.
Oria.
Jay Garrett. That's who I was. That was really gonna bother me. Some people
Whoa.
are saying Jay Garrett.
I didn't think of that. That's kind of interesting. But that's the older Flash, correct? Like the original
Yeah,
Flash.
yeah. So that way he's not obviously super involved, but he
They would obviously
Fill it up.
he would probably be involved a lot more for a Flash movie. But then, like, you also have, like, the older Hal Jordan, so I wonder if they're gonna do, like, an older Justice League kinda thing, you
Well, I
know?
think they're gonna have the ability, which it would be really cool to show like what the classic Justice League looked like, or at least like the JLA, right? So you have
Yeah.
these characters back from the 70s, 80s, 90s, and then the new generation coming today. I think him with the plastic, the silver bowl on his head, kind of fits his style. I think they could do a lot with him.
Out of the 2, I think I can see him as Plastic Man a little bit more, but, Jake Garrett, that would be pretty cool. That would still be very cool. I didn't think about that. I like that. I like that idea a lot, actually. Who knows? I'm excited for Supergirl, though. I'm excited. That's, like, in 2 months from now. I'm ready for it. I do wanna go back to you streaming, though, HBO Max. I just talked to you. Rooster actually finished wrapping up this, season, 10 episodes. They're about, like, 30 to 45 minutes long each. Have you started it yet at all or no?
No, not yet. I was this close to starting, but then I saw that it was still working on its last episode, and I wasn't gonna do that to myself.
It's good. It's good, Brandon. Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed every bit of it. Steve Carell is phenomenal in it. Like I said, like little bits of Michael Scott come out here and there. Like it's funny. It's funny, and it's not like laugh out loud humor. It's like chuckle humor. Like it's relatable humor. I would say.
Remind me, did you ever watch The Morning Show?
No, no. I am slacking. You know what it is? How I'm getting through Max and stuff like that. I use someone else's Apple TV and Prime. And it's only on my TV because you can't have it on your phone because, your stuff is logged in it. So that's why
Yeah.
I don't get a lot of those shows done and watch. But now that these shows are wrapping up, I'm going to lock in an Apple. Actually, I think because I use Macs primarily now. Apple's going to be my new primary for a bit, I would say.
Okay, holding
Yeah.
you to it.
There was another Euphoria. Euphoria is still coming strong. Episode 5 released last night. I know you're not caught up yet, but even the episode before this, I did talk shit for like the first 3 episodes. Like I'm just over it. Episode 4, it does get a little bit better. In this past episode that just released, okay, now it's getting interesting because now crawls are being passed. Paths are being crossed, like with Rue and Maddie, like their stories, they're gonna be like intertwined just a little bit.
Okay.
I'm liking where it's heading so far, but there is a way like they could fuck it up. We'll see how it turns out. Episode 4, that's the last one you've seen. Has it changed your mind at all?
No, I did leave it with like, oh, dang it, I'm invested in the story. Rob, we didn't get to talk about this though. Let me get on my box. And I don't know if there's any allusion to it in the newest episode. Jules is the worst character ever created. I hate Jules with every fiber of my being. She sucks, Rob. It's just no discernment, no empathy for anything other than the shit that she's going through. I forgot how much I hated Jules. And like, maybe
I know
it was
exactly
just
what you're talking about.
like it was the painting, obviously.
Yeah.
Drove me crazy, bro.
It was a big thing in our group chat with me and my friends who watched that episode. I was like, why? She has no right to get mad about like they didn't want to use her painting for a TV show.
It's
for like
crazy.
That's full
network
of
television, Rob.
Yeah, for dicks. And she drew a bunch of dicks in this painting and got mad that they didn't want to use it. And when she was clearly instructed on what to paint, it was insane. Like, and it's easy money. Like you can't even think like, oh, I'm selling out. It's an easy gig, dude. Like just painting. You're talented. Like just paint umbrellas, they said.
I wanted to give her credit of like, I don't understand why she would have done that. But I was like, all right, you get a second chance. Like, here is your opportunity. And then the way she threw the biggest fit, threw a giant fuck you on the thing. Like, dude, I was so aggravated by that response. Like, you're silencing me. Like, shut up, dude. I absolutely, and I felt this way in season 1, and I think I just like burnt it because it's been so long, or season 1 and 2, since it's been so long of a gap. I was like excited to see Hunter on the screen, and they're doing the weird shit with the getting wrapped in plastic, like, oh, what's this gonna be about? And then that dang painting scene reminded me that they just sort of,
and in like her mind, like this is
show.
gonna like shoot me off, like someone's gonna see my work and like I'm gonna be famous. It's like, dude, they show that painting in Daredevil like a million times. I've never once thought about it outside the show. Like it's who cares about these paintings in these shows? Like I hate to say it, like if it gives you props, kudos. I don't hate art. I don't know. Like you said, it was very selfish, and like I felt bad for her friend who got her that gig. Like, and you see more than the next episode, like where other people take advantage of her, like her position at her job, and it's insane with the whole story with Maddie. Is it Maddie, Cassie, and Jacob Elordi's character Nate? That whole thing is messy.
I'm excited. I'm literally gonna watch it after this, so I'm excited.
I'm literally predicting Nate's gonna die. Like at this point, like it's gonna.
You've said that about everybody, Rob. You cannot.
No, Nate and Rue are my top 2 contenders. Nate and Rue are my top 2 contenders.
All right.
Someone has to die. I'm gonna be mad if nobody dies, bro.
Jesus.
Yeah, this is the last season. They have to kill somebody. There has to be consequences to their shitty actions.
Fair enough.
There was big news on Netflix, so let's go back to Netflix. Kevin Hart got a roast. They haven't had a roast since 2024 with Tom Brady. Excuse me. Thank you. And Shane Gillis hosted it. I didn't have a chance to watch it live, but I saw you did. What did you think of it?
Bro, I loved it. And let me preface by saying, like, I am a Kevin Hart guy. I don't care. I know it's cool to hate on him for his comedy sometimes. Like, I grew up with this dude. Like, we used to have family gatherings, gathered around our small TV at my aunt's house watching Kevin. So he will always be entertaining to me. But watching him get roasted, and the good thing about these like Netflix roasts, as you know, this is the place, Rob, where you can say anything, the most cancelable topics that everyone will laugh at, and like everybody's on the same page of like, half the people aren't even writing these, and some of it is just for the obscurity. But seeing Cat Williams, Rob, come out on stage was my Avengers Endgame. Like I was like, okay, they brought out everybody. Like this is it. Shane, Tony from Kill Tony is incredibly offensive, but his comedy works in those settings. Just everybody. But I watched half of it live and then I went back and restarted it. But The Rock, my favorite bits of the night came from him and Kevin's like weird ass dynamic.
Yeah.
And I was eating up every second of it.
So I didn't get a chance to see the full lineup. Like, I've seen bits and parts of it. Who else was there?
Chelsea Handler, and I think she did a great job. A lot of her stuff was directed directly at Kill Tony, which was pretty good.
Okay.
Pete Davidson was there, and he kind of just came out and spit fired like he does. Tiana Taylor showed up and
Wow.
did that. Wasn't really great, but I'm never gonna be upset when I can see.
There's always gonna be like one or two that aren't that they're just there for there.
Draymond Green had a really hilarious joke about Chelsea Handler, and just a lot of people took shots at him, which was, dude, the crowd was not on that man's side. Like they'd be like, and Draymond Green is here. They were like, boo, like just shitting on the man. So good props for him to sticking through that. So pretty decent lineup. Not necessarily of all like mega comedians. They obviously did the thing with celebrities, like people like Lizzo was there. So
Jeff
just
Ross.
a nice Jeff Ross, nice diverse group of folks.
I'm surprised Snoop Dogg wasn't there.
Dude, yeah, and there was like one piece where there was like Cat Williams was like, is this how much star power you have? They ran out of people, so they had to come get your enemy. Like, did appreciate that, but I'm sure bigger names, obviously, scheduling has to do with this, like, and on Mother's Day to get all these people out. But there was like ton of people, although not necessarily on the stage. Like Gabriel Iglesias was there just in the crowd randomly, just like a shit ton of stars just in the building. So I think they more so curated the people who were on stage to probably most of them had Netflix partnerships, if I had to guess.
And how did yeah, I would agree with that 100%. How did Shane Gillis do as host?
I think he did a good job. He definitely, I know that's your boy, but he be stressing me out sometimes, Rob. I'm like, all right, man, you get one more lean into my people, and then I'm gonna start taking them personally. But no, a lot of his jokes are funny. He had this one really crazy lunch joke. I was like, all right, like, but he knows what he's going for, so it mostly worked for the night.
Okay. I'm definitely gonna watch that tonight after the watch the finale of this. Yeah. You know what you know what I did start watching. If it's on HBO was Half Man. It's like on the third or fourth episode now. Did you see
that show? Before you get into it, did you start it because you saw like the ad and liked it, or did you find it randomly? I need to know.
No. I saw the ad and I saw it was written and starring the guy who wrote Baby Reindeer on the Netflix show. I love that series. Did you see that series?
I've seen most of it. I don't think I finished it.
Oh, that's crazy. You didn't finish it. I loved it. It's a very, very similar vibe to it. It's about like manipulation and like the psychiatry of things. Like this person is bad for you, but for some reason, like you can't. You're attracted to it. You can't get it out your life. Like it's so toxic. It's insane, Brandon. For the premise, it takes place in the UK. So it's like there's different like kind of society rules out there, but it's like about this kid. You go back and forth between them as kids. Like you understand the relationship a little bit more, going back and forth. It's this kid who hates this other guy. His mom is a lesbian, like a closeted lesbian, who is like they say they're roommates, but they're obviously dating. Because this is like going back and forth between now and the 80s, and then the lesbian girlfriend also has a girlfriend, which is played by that guy. And he's just a menace to society, dude. Like, he's starting fights for no reason. He's very aggressive. He's just someone like you look coming down the street, you cross the street because you don't want to fuck with that guy. He is just a menace to society, dude. So then he goes, he's manipulating this guy. He kind of like, he wants to be his friend. You can tell, like, deep down. Like, he wants to be close to this guy, but he's like, instead of trying to be good and be friends with him, he's trying to turn him, corrupt this kid, like giving him drugs, like giving him girls and stuff like that. And this kid's like going along with it because he's more scared of him, if anything. And you're going back and forth, and like it's a weird sexual tension between them two. It's insane.
I was gonna say, it sounds like a lot is going on.
It's a lot. It's a lot, and I love. You time jump a little bit from when they're like in high school, and then from when they're in college, and then his wedding day from like it's only 3 episodes so far, Brandon, and it's insane how many layers are a part of this. Like, I don't know where they're going to go from here, but it's captured my attention. I love the Baby Reindeer show. I don't know why you didn't finish it, but it's one of my top 5 Netflix shows, I would say.
Wow. Okay. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I did watch that, so that's gonna be coming out every Thursday, so it's on my list now. What else did I watch? Oh, Code 3. This is a movie with Rainn Wilson. Let me pull it up. Rainn Wilson. I seen this come out last year, and I didn't watch it on the theaters because it was very, very limited.
So this looks like a Netflix hidden release movie.
It's starring Rainn Wilson and Lil Ray Howery and Amy Cario. Excuse me. But that movie's about a comedy drama film starring Rainn Wilson, Lil Ray Howery, and Amy Cario about a burned out paramedic on his final 24-hour shift training a new recruit, leading a chaotic night of emergencies that critiques the healthcare system. Now, I want to say this. I did enjoy the movie a lot. It is perfect for streaming. I'm glad I didn't go see this in theaters, but the theme of it is phenomenal. The theme of it, like you said, Rainn Wilson is he's been in the game for too long as a paramedic. He's seen many people die. He's getting shit from the doctors all the time. People are shitting on paramedics because they're not doctors or nurses even. He's just burnt out, and you definitely see that the whole show. And the thing that takes it away from this, it's filmed the way it's filmed. It's like almost like a CW show, and that's what sucks about this thing. Like it has the bones there to make it great. This could be a great movie. It is funny. There are some laugh out loud scenes in this movie, but there are some scenes that I don't want to spoil too much because I want you to watch it. Are some scenes in there that do tug at your heartstrings. Like you see someone, like a couple of people die in the show or movie because this is their job. It had the potential to be a great movie. It said it was an okay movie. I'm not going to say it was bad at all. There was nothing bad about it. Out of 10,
what do you give it?
Probably a 6.5 to 7. You know, a decent movie. Like I can't pinpoint anything to hate on it specifically. It was just okay. You know, like it's not gonna be a movie like rush and go see, but I think it's
so
worth
excited
watching.
to watch it. I'm so excited because I'm either gonna be like with you or as normal. I'm gonna tell you how crazy you are.
Rainn Wilson stars in it, and you know he's just unfortunately cursed with the role of Dwight Schrute. Like that's all you can see, and there are some snarkiness where you do see a lot of Dwight in there, but at the end of the day, he's a good actor. He's a phenomenal actor, and he is pretty good in this one too. And yeah, good for them. And speaking of hospitals, like forgot to mention, I finished The Pit. I'm caught up with The Pit, and I'm mad.
Seasons?
Both seasons.
Yeah, you can never talk about me again. Okay.
Yeah. It's what I loved most about it were the finale, and they're still bringing the patients in, and they're like acting emergency. It's like, oh yeah, like that doesn't stop. That doesn't stop. Like at the end of the shift, like it's still coming in fast pace, and I think I do like season 1 a little bit better because of the whole big chaotic thing at the end. But like this one, it was so much emotional with Dr. Robbie and his whole thing going on. It's like, damn, I gotta wait a whole year to see if this guy kills himself.
Jesus, Rob. Oh my God.
But it's a phenomenal show. I cannot stop recommending it to people. It's an incredible TV show. Brandon, you for someone who hates body horror, like I'm surprised you liked it as much as you did because they show everything in this show.
Yeah, man, but I got this really cool ability to close my eyes. So I can skip all the terrible parts. No, phenomenal show, phenomenal writing, and this season definitely kind of took a little bit of a hit for me, just like the teeniest hit, because the first season started off so high. But being able to see these characters again, Langdon coming back, Whitaker just being weird, you know, the introduction of the new characters. How disappointed were you that you didn't get to see your crush as often in this season?
We talked about. I just sent you a Snapchat of her in it. Like, I can't remember the doctor's name. She's a doctor. She's on the night shift though, so she's in like a couple episodes, maybe like 2 or 3. Towards the end, she's badass. They're all badass. I don't have a favorite because they're so. Did you see on Netflix? I don't know. I think it was Netflix who did like a charity event where they had they auctioned off the actor who played Dr. Robbie to do a physical exam on somebody on stage.
Oh my God.
For like,
of course,
an insane amount of money, but he made it look funny. It was awesome. Like. Good for them for doing that. But
what are your thoughts on Santos?
I think there are more nurses like her than everyone else.
Crazy.
In real life.
Crazy.
She was like sarcastic. Crazy. She was kind of rude to some people. And I was like.
Kind of rude?
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Especially to that one that was deaf. Like she just like did not give a fuck about her.
Yeah, that's my point. Like, I definitely see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Of like, there's probably some grizzled nurses out there, but in her personal life, or at least like with her coworkers, she sucks, man. She sucks in every facet of the job. Not one point was I like, oh dang, Santos. Like any time I wanted to feel bad, she would go right back to doing something that was just like, oh, you're just like not a good person. You just happen to be a nurse. You know, you don't get sympathy from me from that.
And that one doctor who it was similar vibes to her, that she's new to the season. I can't remember her name, but she was like what do you guys care? This guy's dead anyway. Like as he's on the table, and the one who like left early as soon as her shift ended. I can't remember her name. Do you remember? She's like a little tiny Asian chick.
I don't remember her name off the top of my head. I know,
But you know what I'm talking about.
Quan.
And then there are also the other doctor too, like the young, like the new Whitaker. I always call him like the know-it-all.
That's what everyone called him, Tall Whitaker. Him and Joy, I guess, is what you went by.
I enjoyed them. Like I didn't at the beginning, but like the more like they like oh, this is.
That's exactly
They
it.
took it more serious at the end. Like that was cool. I enjoyed them a lot.
Tall Whitaker went through just so much character development from like trying to be like the Javadi and, you know, just trying to answer every question to like literally making a mistake that ends up, you know, getting somebody killed. So, you know, he kind of got sobered up. But no, the Dr. Joy, or Dr. Lexapro, as I love to refer to her as, man, she told everybody up front, like, I'm just doing this for the year just to check the box. Like, I'm not going into this. So she has no, like, they're like, don't you want to stick around? Why would I do that? I'm not getting paid. Like, that was just such a real, like, I want to be her when I grow up. And she was like, no, I'm going home.
Yeah. One thing I hate, I talked to somebody about like I finished and they were talking about like, and I hated that they asked me this question because it was like, oh, who do you think's gonna adopt a baby? I was like, nobody. Like, why would somebody adopt a baby? Like, what are you talking? I hate that they spend so much time on this kid. If anything, I was like, because my answer was like, yeah, give him to CPS. Like that, like I'm sure like it happens more often than not that they see like more than me and you would see like a baby abandoned in a hospital. And that was a terrible thing because like, and I was like, they left them in the bathroom. Like they don't have cameras to see who's going in and out of that bathroom with a baby and leaving without a baby. You know what the fuck is that?
It was packed, Rob. Like that's the whole point. That waiting room, bro. Someone literally died in there. You know they're not going to be able to track or keep track of everything.
And I feel bad for that waiting room because like you never seen them bring anybody in from the waiting room. It's always the emergencies coming through. Like yeah, I'll be pissed too.
Yeah, I would actually. Yeah, that would be upsetting. All right, last thing about it. Best character on the show, Dr. Abbott. Just the guy, bro. Just the guy.
I was talking to somebody like it's almost like I wish they do like a special episode of the night shift only, or
That's
maybe even like or like one of his crazy adventures out there getting shot at and stuff like that. Being a paramedic on the whatever you call him. Did you freeze? Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, I would love like a special episode for that.
I don't want just a special episode, Rob. Give me a mini series. Give me 8 hours. You know, like I would. The chant, like this man has them literally chanting in the middle of the hospital, like, oh, they're crazy. Like, we are the night crawlers. I was like, oh my God, I'm obsessed. I was already like, from season 1, I already thought he was cool. And, you know, just especially with my background, just, you know, the way he kind of operates, I admired the character. But now
even the
I'm
other
like,
night shift doctor, the black guy, he was cool and collective. I would like to see more of him.
Bro, that's Sean from Shrinking. He's actually having a little bit of he's on Shrinking. He just had a few episodes. He's the new guest character on Abbott Elementary, and he's on this. Like watching somebody blow up in real time is so rewarding. But
he's good in this show. I like him in that.
Crushing it. So between him, the dude, Dr. Shin, who always has like the coffee or like the drink. I just what a cast, man.
And then one last guy, and then is the new doctor, the new resident taking over for Dr. Robbie, the female. I can't remember her name.
Alashimi.
Sheeny. She brings up the idea of like having multiple residents on and more than one shift. And he was like against that. I was like, you see how busy you are, dude. That's not like a crazy ask. Like I would want that too, you know?
They do it all the time. Or at least like obviously maybe not every day. We're used to it because there's so many crossover episodes of, you know, people having to come in early or late because they keep having these incredible emergencies. But yeah, I was like, this seems like the best way to do it. Or have it, you know, someone a little bit,
especially because it's a teaching hospital. Like you want more time to teach somebody too. Like instead of being pulled every direction. But yeah, phenomenal show. Do you know when season 3 is? It January, like you said?
January. Yep.
Okay, I'm excited for season 3. I don't know how many seasons we can keep going, but and you know, like it's a teaching hospital, so people are coming in and out of rotation all the time. So it's gonna be more doctors. Some will probably be filtered out next season. Who do you think's not gonna come back? Like I can see Whitaker not coming back, and because not because like they're not. It's just a character. Like the character is not gonna stay in this ER forever. You know.
Yeah, they already announced what is her name? The guy or the gal that had the panic attack. Remember her name?
Yeah, I know you're talking.
Yeah, she's not coming back. They've already announced that one. That's the first domino to fall. So,
What about Dr. King? I'm with buns. She
yeah,
ain't coming
yeah,
back.
they're not. We're never losing Mel, bro. Mel is the heartbeat of this show. Are you kidding me right now? Even when Santos was going off on all the characters and like, Javadi's this and this person's this, and then like Mel, well, and I remember like the internet blew up. I was like, whoa, 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 say something about Mel. I dare you. I will go off.
Yeah. And they also throw in the fact that like she's getting sued too. They throw a lot of real stuff in there. I'm excited. I love the show
Yeah,
so much.
Mohan,
Yeah.
who was
Let's go back to the big screen for a little bit. We spent time on like a lot of streaming stuff, but this podcast is all about movies, and what a big blockbuster we're going to be talking about, Mortal Kombat 2. Now, before we get too deep into it, I don't know if you saw, like, I was recently a guest on a different podcast that we were going to have a guest on this podcast, but it just, because Mother's Day happened, like, it just couldn't work out. I was a guest on one second to pull up I had it pulled up. I was a guest on a Kung Fu Pizza Party podcast with our host,
yeah.
Brandon Knight. He's been on this podcast multiple times before. But he and I reviewed the first Mortal Kombat back in 2021. So we talked about like the making of it, like how it wasn't well received at first because it came out like peak COVID 2021. Just break down to the casting characters and like why people hated it because like it focused on a character that wasn't even in the video games. We dove deep into a lot. We talked about numbers as well. It was a decent episode. So I'll probably make a clip of it, but tag them. But yeah, go check out that episode, Kung Fu Party Pizza. Brandon, were you a big fan of the Mortal Kombat games growing up?
No, I was a fan, but I wasn't allowed to play them. So I was not as entrenched in the lore. I would play them every time I went to my cousin's house. So I stuck with my, two folks, but yeah, not at all, actually. Exactly. And I grew up on Injustice, probably still to this day, top 10 video game all time for me. So exactly what you said, like through lore and osmosis, I've known in my entire life. I know the big characters. I know the finish him. Like I know but I'm not deep into the lore whatsoever.
Yeah, and did you go see the first one in theaters? Did you remember like when they came out and stuff like that?
I don't think I saw it in theaters now.
So I didn't watch the first one for the first time until maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and but I do remember how much hate it got out. Like I remember, like I said, it came out peak COVID season, so not a lot of people did go see it in theaters anyways. But the folks who did go see it just hated it, complained about it because they added in more they added a couple characters that were in the video games, and that was the main focus of this game, like that movie. In the plot wasn't that great. Like the fighting scenes are pretty cool. The thing that saved it. Now, what I'm going to say about this movie is like the fighting scenes are the best part of this movie completely. Like because the storyline was like, it was okay, but it was a lot better. I did enjoy this a lot better than the first one for a couple reasons that we'll get into. But did you go see this opening night?
No, I had to see this on Friday night instead of my usual Thursday, but basically opening night. Yeah.
Yeah, I did go see this opening night too, and it was packed. It was a lot of people in there that I wasn't expecting to see in there. Like it was great. Not as packed as you would hope for, but more than I was expecting. And I do want to talk about the popcorn bucket because it's going to be like probably the top 10 for the popcorn buckets for the movies for the entire year because it had so many great ones. My favorite one was the helmet of Shao Kahn. It was just a popcorn bucket, and the helmet actually sat over it too. Like it was small where it wouldn't fit my head, but maybe like a little kid's head it would fit, and it was very cool. You also see like the textured cup. I'm a big textured cup guy. I love how like it's like rubbery on the outside with the logo on it. That's my favorite thing. You also saw the old school video game not console, but like those video game like I don't even know what you call it. You know what I'm talking about, like the video game like arcade style game where it opens up and there's popcorn in there. Did you see any popcorn buckets that you seemed interested in them?
No, but I always try to go out of my way now to look at the popcorn buckets because of you, and they were cool, but I didn't have any screaming to sit on my sit in my shelf.
Masters of the Universe is going to be a different story though coming out.
Yeah, was that an axe that I saw for the popcorn bucket? Already?
It was a sword.
Yeah, okay.
It was a sword. It's actually a cup. It's gonna be like probably 3 feet long. It's just a sword that like top twists off into a straw and you drink out of it.
Jeez.
Now you're gonna see me in the theater going like this with a giant ass sword. But let's go back to this movie. This movie was directed by Simon McQuaid, who directed the first one. And I talked about on the other podcast. I looked up this guy. I was like, who is directing? Because you could tell it was like a lot of practical sets and stuff like that. Who was directing these movies? And Mortal Kombat, the first one, was his first big movie that he ever did. Before that, he didn't do any movies really. Like he only did like commercials for like PlayStation and other video games and stuff like that. It was
Oh, wow.
it was interesting to see that big jump of him, and you can totally tell that it wasn't an experienced director doing them. But I think he has evolved from the first one to this one, mostly because I think the budget has increased tremendously. But this movie is about a fan favorite champions, now joined by Johnny Cage himself, are pitted against one another for the ultimate battle to defeat the dark rule of Shao Kahn that threatens the very existence of the Earthrealm and its defenders. So I liked most about this one, like you established the rules and like the reality in the first movie. So this one they just dove right into it. There wasn't even no grand entrance into our Earth defenders that we saw in the first one. Like you just like, okay, we're here, we're training for this. This is what's happening. Johnny Cage is the main focus of the movie, which a lot of people were mad he wasn't in the first one. But I don't think there was one breakout star in this movie. There was no one that really like this movie is his movie. Like there was a good balance between everybody, which I really appreciated. A big thing that was hated on was Carl Urban being casted as Johnny Cage when it was first announced because of his age primarily. How did you feel about it?
I loved him.
I loved him too. I loved him too. He was awesome.
I was with everyone else, but seeing him as Billy Butcher in The Boys, like I was like, yeah, I think he might have it. Maybe that might be a little too gritty, but even in the commercials, he's campy as hell, Rob, and I was eating it up.
In the whole movie, I was like, who else could have who younger could have done this better? And like I couldn't think of a single name that I think would have been better at this. That if it was a younger person, I think he would have came off more douchey than campy, like you said. This movie that introduces other characters like Katana, played by Adeline Rudolph. She was always my go-to character in the video games when I did play with them. I loved her. Yeah. She was good. I didn't, it opens up with her backstory. Like she witnesses her father being killed, and dude, we gotta talk about the fighting scenes. Like it notched up by 10 in this movie. Gruesome, and there was a lot more catchphrases that like they do in the video games and like the end finishers.
Bro, they were talking
moves.
shit. Just say it, man. That was what I was here for. Absolutely. Combine the fighting style with their ability to, get down to it. Highlight of the movie for sure.
And there was a lot of characters that died in the first one and some died in this one, but like I love that they, you know what, no one stays dead. Everyone's gonna come back, and that's how it is in the video games. Like the video games, they explore time travel and like different realities, and they bring them back somehow. And then like they brought back Scorpion in both movies, and then Kano was a big one that they brought back. And it was, I think my biggest complaint about the first one is like Kano's character, about his character is like he totally shifted the whole tone of the movie, like how it was more of a comedy when he was on screen versus like a very serious dark tone. And this one, like I felt like to spread out the comedy a little bit more even amongst everybody, and I liked that a lot. He was a big bad in this one. I love the villain. I love the villain Shao Kahn. I tried hard not to picture Thanos the entire time. Like he was on screen, like his mannerisms and like his purpose was, but it was kind of hard not to compare them. And as Katana as Gamora, because like the whole like calling him father or stuff like that, it was incredible. What were your favorites? I have a favorite fight. Do you have a favorite fight in this movie?
Cage versus Khan.
Cage versus Khan. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I can't remember the name. Shang Tsung and the dude with the hat. Like the realm. That was fast paced. It was I loved his hat. Like, so the thing I liked about this one is the props that they use when they're fighting. Like Katana has their fans, and then the hats and the battle arms and everything like that. It's when it was doing hand-to-hand combat, like just regular hand-to-hand combat. I didn't really care for those scenes too much because like it looked too choreographed for me. It looked too choreographed.
I think the thing for me there is you could definitely tell which people were trained martial artists, right?
Yeah.
Versus just actors by how much they cut, by like the way like the fighting kind of was choreographed to their strengths. I think that was probably the one thing that I was like actively thinking about while the fights were happening.
Well, that and like every time someone jumped, like there was such an unrealistic jump, but like you could totally tell they were on strings the entire time.
Man, that's how the originals were,
Yeah.
I think they would have cut those out, but they had to stay true to that.
How about that fight I was talking about? Like He pulls a fucking a DJ and Stomp the Yard where he slides across on his head across the dance floor. That's immediately what I thought of when I saw
Chris
that.
Brown in his prime.
Chris Brown just dropped a new album. We'll talk about that later. I I don't know. I don't. Maybe I'm gonna watch it in theaters again. I'm gonna watch this for sure again because I did enjoy it that much. The fighting scenes were amazing. The Johnny Cage. I cannot talk about him enough because he was phenomenal. From his like, what I didn't care. The only thing I didn't like about him is how much he gave in like right away. Like he just accepted everything right away instead of questioning it like a normal person. But like, okay, I get it. It's pacing for the movie. We got to get going to like get to the tournament. And the first movie, like the tournament was barely even shown. Like it wasn't really shown at all, if anything. And this one, the entire thing was the tournament itself, and that was great. Now I read a
Who
thing.
was that? Who was the guy that he thought it's gonna bother me? Kang,
Kane.
and Lau, Kang and Lau.
What about them?
Their fight was also where I felt like probably the most natural of like, this feels to me like old school. If Bruce Lee was around, this is who you would get to be on set for something like that.
I like the use of powers and how he acknowledges like I don't have any powers, like I'm still here, and then he gets I wouldn't even know if it's a power, but it's like, well, it was a more power up than the very final scene. That was pretty cool to see. The chemistry between everybody was phenomenal. It looked great. It looked fun on set. The sets were practical for most of it. You could tell which scenes were green screens and not like the whole scene in hell. The last one, it was totally green screen. But like the big sets, like that whole like little village where they had some of the battles, and that was practical and it looked great. Like it looked like a cool setting, like just like the video game. Like it looked like a cool setting for an actual fight, like a tournament to the death. I did enjoy was it what's his name? Jack Spriggs, the one with the metal arms. I did enjoy his character a lot more in this one because he was more funnier and like he was cool. He was more badass in this one, I think.
Yeah. What'd you think about Cole Young?
Cole Young, that's the one from the first movie, right? The new edition.
Yeah.
I felt like the writer's choice to deal with his hate for the first one is just to kill him off right away. Like it pissed me off actually when they seen him die because like yeah, he gets the spoiler, but he gets his like head bashed in and kicked into acid, and I was like, we're like not even halfway through the movie, and he was the main person in the movie. I think I read like he had like 50 minutes in the first movie of screen time. This one he had like 7, I think. Huge difference, and he was barely even shown in the scenes that he was in. Like he even mentions his kids like for like 2 seconds, like oh yeah, this is why he's doing it. But then I was like, he dies immediately. I wouldn't say for nothing because like people, it's a tournament, so people on the good side do have to die. I do believe that. But it was crazy to see the main star of the first movie die that quickly.
Hey, and even for the shock value, exactly what you're saying. Like, it can't just be every good guy wins, or like everybody. Not that people were rooting for him at all, but like, having like a bigger name or a familiar name go out so quickly is like, all right, the stakes are high now.
And they did set up like many times for like the next movie where like no one's gonna die, everyone's gonna come back, and they did set up that many times. And I read a fun fact about the director. Like he pictured this as a trilogy. Like it's gonna happen before the tournament, during the tournament, and then the next one's gonna be post the tournament, like with the effects afterwards. I do think more movies should be like this one where like don't spend too much time explaining the rules. Kind of like James Gunn Superman. Like we're just throw us in the reality. Like we'll accept it no matter what. Like don't spend too much time in the setup. Don't try to make it too realistic to us. Like if it's just a battle to the end of the world, like to save our planet, make it like that. Like, I don't really see like the reaction to like the president of the United States, what he's thinking about this. Like give me just throw me in there and I'll ride along. I had a phenomenal time watching this movie. It was fun. I love the merchandise about this movie. I love the press conference, not press conference, the press tours with all of the casting and doing this. I've seen like a lot of them. They're asking like a bunch of combat questions, like who's your favorite fighter, and some of your like favorite stems that they're saying. What was your favorite? Like finish him. I was like, my favorite, how he would portray it is like, get over here. That was my favorite.
I would have to agree. Have to agree. But that's what I mean. Like everybody kind of brought their own style, especially to the end of the fights where it was like, that is the feeling we would have as kids, Rob. Like that was like in my limited interactions, or even like when I play other things, like that's what it's all based on.
I did see in an interview like Ludi Ling, who plays Liu Kang, and Shin Han in this movie, they were up for auditions for like Shang-Chi and Iron Fist in this movie.
I can
So I mean,
absolutely see that.
exactly
I
right.
can absolutely see that.
I love Shang-Chi as to it is now, Simu Liu, but they were great in these roles specifically too. I loved every casting. I don't think there was a bad miscasting, especially like Johnny Cage, like we said. Like everyone hated that at first, but dude, he ended up playing him perfect. I like how like they released it before the movie came out. The first thing you see is that cheesy movie that they did it way back then, and that was a genius move to get to the inside of the character. Like I said, I don't think a young character could have did it as well as he did.
No.
It was awesome, and I want to see more of that character. If anything, there's a lot more teasers that's gonna come next. What would you give this movie? Anything else before we rate this movie?
I'll say I was dreading isn't the word. I just wasn't like overjoyed to go see it, especially coming out of the first one. I was excited enough just because I've heard like a lot of good buzz.
Mhm.
And then especially like when you compare this with what Street Fighter, like watching both of these movies, filming at the same time, like marketing at the same time, I was like, I don't know if we need it, man. And I was happily surprised by how much I enjoyed this. And I think that if I would have went into it with high expectations, just because the story wasn't as strong, I probably would have been like, dang it, like got me again. But turn my brain off, watch some battle to the, death, basically. I was like, this is exactly what this movie needed to be. And I think that it's gonna win a lot of fanfare of like get it if they do a third one. I think the interest at least will be there.
I 1,000%. I think it does justify enough to pull a third movie if they want to do that. I don't think it's been announced yet, but yeah, I'm down for a third one. I definitely would love to see a third one and see
And
more
exactly what
characters added to it.
more characters, and especially if they keep the fights up, like I'm glad that was the piece as well that they overcorrected on in a good way, being like, all right, we got to make it up, right? We got to choreograph this better, got to get some better fighters in here. So if they continue to do that, I'm good. Again, not the best movie ever. I think I'll probably still give it around a 7 out of 10 for me. But that being said, thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think that's a perfect rating for this movie, 7 out of 10. I think I wrote in my letterbox review, I was like, the story was mid, but the fighting definitely saved this movie tremendously. 7 out of 10. Before we get going though, like I do have a game we posted on our Instagram story that we had a lot of engagement on. That I just want to bring it up here too. Like we did our own Mortal Kombat on our Instagram stories, where I listed like a bunch of random characters and mashed them up together, and we just I don't know, we just see who's gonna win. So we're gonna go through the first round. We're not gonna go like do tournament style. I'm just gonna match them up with the initial one, and then we'll just move on.
And let me
But I
tell you,
do.
your characters that you chose were so unhinged. Because I know we talked about a few, but when I was like actively going through the polls, I was like, who let this man put this together? And I loved every second of it.
So I know we're gonna disagree because I could see who was voting for who, and I did see. I would say most of ours we did agree on, but there's some of them that we didn't agree on, and I can't wait to go through it. So we have about 15 matchups here. We're gonna run through them real quick. So for the Mortal Kombats, for random characters, the first matchup is the accountant and Eggsy from King's Pin. I'm picking Eggsy just because of his gadgets. Now, when I put these, I'm imagining like he has the resources, like his weapons and everything like that. He is just who he is in the movie. But I'm going Eggsy from the Kingsman.
Agreed.
The accountant, he's a good hand-to-hand combat, but I think he's better distance.
Yeah, sniper for sure. But exactly what you said, like with the gadgets that Eggsy has, I give the edge to him.
Rocky Balboa and the Karate Kid. No, I didn't do the Karate Kid. I did Rocky Balboa and Johnny Lawrence.
Okay.
Who do you have?
Now I'm trying to think. I think I put Rocky. I think I went with Rocky here.
I think Rocky did win that matchup, and just because like he's a power hitter, like not even 2 hits, 1 hit, and this guy's out.
Yeah, especially like when do we see when that was my big question. When is it Johnny Lawrence? If it's at the end of the new Karate Kid series, then I might give him the edge, but he's old as hell now.
Yeah,
But
I
if
was
he's-
thinking of like Johnny Lawrence in the Netflix series.
Okay, then yeah, it's got to be Rocky.
Okay. Okay. The next one. This wasn't a tough one. This Neo and the Bride. It wasn't actually that tough, but Neo, for spoilers, like Neo won the entire bracket, like the entire tournament. Neo and the Bride. Who do you got?
Neo.
Neo. It's hard not to pick him, right? Because he has the whole Matrix on his
you
side.
can't. There's one we'll get into, but yeah, I went Neo.
This one, I'm mad how far this guy got in, like up the tournament. But Jack Sparrow and Don Toretto.
I went down Toretto here.
I picked Don Toretto too. He's not. Jack Sparrow got like top 4. I was like, you gotta be shitting
It's
me.
crazy. Every morning I woke up and saw Jack Sparrow still hanging out. I was like, he's drunk. He's
Yeah.
not. Guys.
And God forbid he's on the runaway with, Don Toretto has his car and everything like that. Give this guy a freaking wrench and he's bashing his head in with it,
He's beaten The Rock and Jason Momoa and everybody from big and tall to the just action fighters. I was like, it's got to be Dom.
Yeah.
Is he thinking about family? Is he drinking a Corona? Like, we have to have his power ups.
Yeah, his power ups. There you go. Up next, we have Robert Pattinson's Batman and the MCU Black Panther.
MCU Black Panther. 10
Easy,
times out of 10.
easy.
Crazy. Easy.
I'm surprised the Black Panther. I'm actually more mad that the Black Panther didn't get further up on the list.
Yeah, I got
but I think
thoughts about that.
what hurt him is I put him up against Neo, and that's what hurt him.
Mm.
But Robert Pattinson, he's only 2 years in the game, you know, as like we've seen him. So maybe if he was further, he would have a better chance. But nah. Detective Carter from Rush Hour versus Nacho Libre.
I went. I think I will still go Detective Carter.
He's a cop. He's a cop.
Yeah,
He's fully
yeah.
trained, and he's like martial arts trained. You know,
versus Luchador.
I'm mad this one lost, but Equalizer versus Tyler Rake from the Extraction point.
Extraction. Who did I go here? Oh, that's a good one. I think I went Tyler Rake.
Tyler Rake is the obvious answer. The Equalizer was like the top two.
I do think that, get Chris Hemsworth as that Delta fighter. He's
good long distance and close range, fighting, I threw a couple fun.
Last thing, the only thing about Equalizer is I think the big thing that helps him out is his ability to take people by surprise. You look at him and you're like, this guy, and then now he's got your gun, you're unarmed, and now you're, dead on the floor. It's not happening with Tyler Rake. He knows how to assess a threat.
I almost put him and the dad from Taken. Who would have won that fight?
Okay.
Who would have won that fight?
I still give it to Tyler Rake.
No. The Equalizer versus the dad from Taken.
Equalizer.
Yeah, I would say that too. Okay.
Yeah.
I threw a couple funny ones in there. I have Austin Powers versus Ace Ventura. Austin Powers.
I went Ace.
I'm going Austin. Austin, at the end of the day, he is goofy, but he is a spy. He's a trained spy.
Yeah, but Ace has the power of animals, so.
Okay. Ron Burgundy versus Happy Gilmore.
I went, dude, and I stand by it. Happy Gilmore. Guy's an athlete.
Yeah. Well, he's just full of rage. Yeah.
Yeah, like if he imagines your head as a golf ball or a hockey puck, you're cooked.
Yeah. Freaking Ron Burgundy thought he was blind because he got hit in the head. The next one, Gru from Despicable Me versus Megamind. I have Gru. Megamind loses. He lost in his whole movie.
But he was the hero the whole time, Rob.
That's why he only got one movie and Gru got like 4. This one's another tough one. John Wick versus Jason Bourne.
I do not think this is tough. John Wick by a mile.
John Wick, and I'm more mad he didn't make top 4. But John Wick, yes. This one I really enjoyed putting against Rambo versus Stack.
Yeah, Stack, man. You know where I stood here.
Did you see what I did with that picture? I tried putting them with the both machine guns looking badass.
Yeah.
I tried not picking too many superheroes for this list too, because I'll be like way harder. Blade versus Shang-Chi though.
Shang-Chi.
The only reason I would pick Shang-Chi too, but he has 10 rings. He can keep his distance.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladybug from Bullet Train versus Ethan Hunt.
Ethan mother effing Hunt, dude. 10 times out of 10.
The only reason I'm giving to Ladybug is Ladybug, he's a killer. He's an assassin. And with Ethan Hunt, will go out of his way, try not to kill somebody.
You're crazy. Ethan Hunt has always finished the mission, no matter how impossible. It's in the name, Rob. It's in the name.
I think we're going to agree to disagree on that one. And the last funny one I got, Shark Boy versus Junie from Spy Kids.
Spy Kids. He's literally a spy.
Yeah, unless they're fighting near water.
Yeah. If they're fighting in the ocean, then he's got it. But he barely made it through his own movie. So.
I mostly picked Juno from Spy Kids 3 with that suit. So yeah,
I was gonna say like he's literally made it through 3D world.
Yeah,
and survived. So
yeah, like I said, Neo ended up winning the entire round for like the whole tournament. It was very fun. I think we're gonna start doing this a little bit more because that was pretty fun to see all the interactions and what people thought about it. I did text somebody. I was like, dude, stop voting for Jack Sparrow because he should not be in the top 4.
No, it was rigged. It was a popularity contest, not a skills contest.
Yeah. Okay, we'll definitely do like that. Maybe when Street Fighter comes around, we'll do that again with more characters. Brandon, can you think off the top of your head? I'm drawing a blank. What movie is next week?
I know this week is the Top Gun re-release. That's why I'm going to be at the movie theater. Top Gun 1 and 2 are going to be there.
I did see the popcorn buckets for those. They look fun.
Yeah, but I don't know what major release. I'm terrible at that.
Because like the next one in the anime was another big one, but there is something in between. I know it. This is bad part on our part for hosting.
We are unprepared, Rob. Yeah, I got nothing. I know that after this is going to be the big one because then we have Mandalorian Grogu. But
Yes, yes, I'm excited for that one too. I'm gonna be watching that one, even though like I'm gonna rely on you solely for a lot of the Star Wars background on this. I'm just going in there to enjoy it for the ride. I'm going to enjoy
hey,
it for the
man,
ride.
I am pumped. This is a time.
Yeah. We'll figure it out next week what we're doing.
In the
but
Gray, that's what it is. In the Gray, it's the Henry Cavill, Jake Gyllenhaal movie by Guy Ritchie.
Guy Ritchie and Jake Gyllenhaal, they teamed up to do many great movies. Well,
Yeah, it looks a little streaming to me, so that makes me a little nervous. But
did you see that Guy Garner, like the Guy Garner, Jake Gyllenhaal movie, the last one they released like 2 years, maybe a year or two ago now, where he plays like a army in Afghanistan, where he could.
yes, I know exactly what movie you're talking about.
It was
Yes,
phenomenal. That was
yeah,
great.
yeah,
That was not a
good.
streaming movie, so like, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for everyone playing with us on Instagram stories. We're gonna keep doing more fun stuff like that. Follow us both on Letterboxd. Stay tuned. Next week we'll be saving you a seat.